There's a lot to like about the Dallas Mavericks right now, including Cooper Flagg, Naji Marshall, and Max Christie. I want to talk about all three of them on today's One More Thing of Locked On Mavs.
I'm not a doctor, so.
That's it. It's me versus the machine.
I don't know.
Satnam Shane.
Nice penetrating thrust to the middle.
Hot man, the hot player.
Wait. One more thing.
Fired up.
You are locked on the Dallas Mavericks. This is one of your hosts, Isaac Harris, covering the Mavs for the last 10 years, alongside my good friend, Nick Angstead. And I'm here as a father of three. I've been out for the past 4 or 5 days and still watching Mavs basketball. But on Monday, my wife and I welcomed our third kid to the world, a little boy. And man, we are just in love with this little guy. We have a 7 and a 5-year-old, and it's fun at adding a newborn to the mix. And it's a lot of work, but man, we've had a blast this week, and we love him so much. And fun fact, he was actually born at the tip-off of the game on Monday, on MLK Day here in Dallas. And that Knicks game, as soon as it tipped off at 4 o'clock, our son was born shortly after that. So, thanks for all the notes and messages over the past few days. Really appreciate that. And, man, how fun are the Mavs right now? I've been watching every game and everything, but I've tried to stay offline a little bit here and there whenever I can, especially since we've been back home. But Luka's coming to town Saturday night. Tonight, an ice storm is hitting Dallas tonight. So much stuff is happening in Dallas, but I kind of just want to talk about the things I've been liking over the past week. I've been watching these Mavs games too, but I haven't been able to talk about any rumors, any games. And Nick has graciously been like, "Hey, just come back whenever you can after the baby." So here I am. I'm back now. Back on our Discord. Back on our subtext. If you haven't subscribed to any of those, make sure you do that. And I'm back talking about the Mavs because, man, this Mavs team has been fun. That trio, I think Nick posted something on social media. That trio right now of Cooper, Naji, and Max Christie is just a lot of fun, man. Like they have found something with that trio, and they're fun to watch play basketball. So I want to keep it all positive today. I want to talk about the things I'm enjoying right now over the past week, and I'm going to sprinkle in some non-basketball things too. Some things I've been enjoying in the world, but with basketball. Let's just start here. I think Jason Kidd deserves some credit, deserves some flowers. Send him an edible arrangement, something, because this team is playing their butts off. And a lot of times when you see teams like this that have every excuse in the world to kind of just mail it in, pack it in, and just be like, hey, we love each other, we love you guys, but we kind of know like the direction the season's going. AD's hurt, Kyrie is, still hasn't came back yet. And, you have all of these things kind of going against you that you kind of, as a players and as a team, you would kind of understood if they kind of packed it in some nights or they didn't try as hard. This team busts their butts every single night. And I think for me, this is a sign. There's different signs, especially I think it's one of the hardest things in sports media is people, media or fans, any of us. And I'm talking about myself here, of knowing like what makes a good coach or not, because there's so much that happens behind the scenes. We just don't know all of those little things most of the time. But one of the things for me that means something to me is when bad teams that play hard, I think that's a good sign of coaching. And I say bad teams because they've had a lot of injuries. Obviously, they're still, they've won a lot recently, and they're still, 7 games under 500. But the Mavs, they're not like a contending type team, but Jason Kidd has them busting their butts. They try so hard. And you see it even in a game against the Knicks the other day. And that team just doesn't try hard. Like, I don't know if it's a Mike Brown thing or a chemistry thing, or you just see it against a team like that. And it's like, man, y'all have all these players on your team And Dallas is out here starting our guy Dwight Powell and these other bench players, and they're just outworking them. They're just outplaying them. And I think Jason Kidd is getting a little overlooked with that, of like how he's keeping these guys motivated and busting their butts on a nightly basis. Let's talk about Cooper Flagg just for a second. Just over the past week, and I've only been out like 4 or 5 days, but I've had different downtime to like read things, and I read The Housemaid, by the way. Yeah, it's a movie and stuff, but I read the book while I was in the hospital. Pretty good book. I know, not a popular guy book there, but also just watching more and more tape of Cooper Flagg this year and just how good he is. And I laugh at the beginning of the season. You think back at the beginning of the season, over those first, couple of weeks of the season, and Cooper Flagg on Twitter or wherever you want to go, you get these, get different things of like, man, are we sure he's that good? Is he generational? Man, overhyped Flagg. And I just kind of laugh at that now, because he just impacts every area of the game. I mean, it's not he's not just a defensive specialist and it's like, dude can't score a lot. But on the defensive side, man, he can really make an impact. Or dude, he can put up like 25 any night, but he just can't rebound, or he can't play defense. It's none of that stuff. There is no weak area. I mean, you could talk about the outside shooting. Dirk had a funny quote about it the other day. The outside shooting is struggling right now, but just how he impacts the game is just unbelievable. He's at 18, 19 points a game, basically a 19, 16 and 4. He is the best player on the team, and he's 19 years old. And Dan Devine at Yahoo had this stat in a recent piece. He just did a recent piece a few days ago that I suggest you go watch. But he had this. He said, Flagg enters Saturday's tilt against the Lakers, averaging 18.8 points, 6.4 rebounds, 4.1 assists, with a true shooting percentage of right at like 55%. He said, here's the list of rookies to average 18, 6 and 4 on 55 true shooting percentage in NBA history. There's 4 rookies who have done this. That is the Big O, Oscar Robinson. That is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That is Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan. 4 pretty good players, right? Really, really good players. So Cooper Flagg is he's just having an incredible rookie season. He is the rookie of the year. I think I've landed at this, and I get it. I get that this is like a cliche, internet attempt to burn when like, you don't know ball, you don't watch the games. But I think I've reached the point now to where if you don't think that Cooper is the rookie of the year, then you're just not watching Mavs games. I don't see it. Obviously, I haven't watched every Sixers game, and I haven't watched every Hornets game. I've watched a handful of both, just outside the counting stats. But what Cooper Flagg does on both sides of the ball throughout the whole game, he is the rookie of the year. I don't even think you can say VJ and Khan's right underneath him, but he is the rookie of the year if you're factoring in everything. Just everything with the game on both sides of the ball. I want to take a quick break, and I want to come back, and I want to talk about the protein takeover that's happening in our world right now. This podcast is brought to you by our friends over at Game Time. During the basketball season, there's nothing like being in the building. The Mavs game is still happening against the Lakers on Saturday night. If you want to get tickets to that and bear the snowstorm or ice storm, the energy of the crowd, the first big run that gets everyone on their feet. Fans want to be there for those moments, not stuck refreshing screens or guessing what tickets are really going to cost. That's where Game Time comes in. The Game Time app gives fans the advantage back, making it incredibly easy to score amazing tickets, fast, simple, without the guesswork. Browsing the Game Time app is straightforward and intuitive. Finding tickets takes just a few taps. Take the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem the code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off. This podcast is also brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. Fridays already feeling a little different during the basketball season. This last night is Friday night, and FanDuel's making them even better. Every Friday night before the game tips off, FanDuel gives fans a new way to kick off the weekend with NBA Happy Hour. NBA Happy Hour is your official pregame limited time window where special offers drop right inside the FanDuel app before the action starts. Fridays from 6 to 7:30 Eastern have become appointment viewing with NBA Happy Hour. So before tip-off, check the FanDuel app, see what's dropping during NBA Happy Hour every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern. A little basketball, a little action, a whole lot of Friday energy. That's NBA Happy Hour, only on FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NBA.
Shut it down! Let's go home!
All right, talking some Mavs. It's one more thing. Trying to get caught up on all the notes that I've taken over the past week as I've been out on a little short paternity leave for Mavs stuff. And all right, I'm talking about things that I've been enjoying over the past week. Some Mavs, some things in life, in the world. The protein takeover. What is going on? What is going on with every business, every company, every menu? Now, it is like protein is the new gluten-free. I mean, we are like everything. It's like, hey, we have our protein menu over here. It's like, whoa, all right. And my favorites are like the obvious things. Like Chipotle is like, hey, have you tried our protein bowl? It's like, wait, it's just a bowl of chicken, right? It's like, yes. It's like, oh, you want a new protein wrap? It's like, it's double chicken. Well, yeah, I get double chicken every time. Like so I just love some of those. And then there's like weird crap too. Like I don't need protein popcorn. I saw the other day protein Pop-Tarts at the grocery. Like, is that even like, what are we going for? Do we need protein that bad that you're going to, I don't know, eat all the other crap that is in a Pop-Tart? And anyway, so I've been enjoying the protein. I've been laughing at the protein takeover in our world. Next thing, Max Christie's outside shooting. Guys, I want to save Naji for the last. Sorry. I know I'm going out of order here, but Max Christie has so much confidence right now. He is, I love this guy, Cormac. And I made a joke in our group text. Obviously I said in the first segment how our son was born at the beginning of that Knicks game the other day. And then Max goes off, hits all these threes. Mavs win that game. And I'm like, do I got to name my kid Max now or Cormac? Did not do that. Sorry. But man, he's playing really good basketball. You look at Max's shooting, he's shooting 48% on catch and shoot shots. Like that's so dang good. 46% from three on 6 threes a game. Once again, you always got to look at the attempts too, because sometimes somebody will throw something out there and it's like, hey, this guy's shooting 52% from three. And it's like, all right, cool. He's shooting like 1 a game, maybe. Max is one of the highest efficient 3-point shooters, frequent 3-point shooters in the league. And Max on 6 threes a game shooting at 46%. That is really, really dang good. He's third in catch and shoot points per possessions with a minimum of 100 possessions. So when you, once again, you look at guys that get the 3-pointers up, a frequent 3-point shooter, you look at a guy like Max Christie, he is one of the best in the league at that, as he's third in catch and shoot and points per possession, one of the most efficient 3-point shooters in the league. And one of the things I liked that I thought was a little different, I say, for him, because a lot of times we kind of put the 3-and-D guys in these boxes as these catch and shoot shot guys that stand in the corner, which he's literally like one of the best in the league at 3-pointers from the corner. But a lot of times we put them in these boxes and we're like, hey, you just kind of like stand there and you just like hit these like we just expect you to do the catch and shoot shots. He's 42% on dribble pull-ups. 42%. That's just showing you the progression that he's making, that, hey, I want to be a better shooter with the ball in my hands, that I'm going to show you that I can do more than just a catch and shoot shot. I can dribble and step into a 3-pointer. Or I can, come off a screen and dribble into a mid-range shot and knock it down. And he's been a point of attack defender sometimes. I'm going to talk about Naji in a second, but they need Maxi. This is one of the things Maxi. Maxi's going to be back in the building Saturday night. They need Max Christie to be this point of attack guy that can guard some of these other perimeter guys, these other point guards. And he is an elite sniper right now, but he's also a guy that can chase around in SGA or another opposing point guard like a Steph Curry. And I just love what I'm seeing out of him. He's super young. Whenever you're going into this trade deadline, which we have a couple of weeks here, and there's so much, there's so many different things. I think everybody's just kind of waiting on Giannis at this point. Everybody's like kind of pointing at each other. It's a waiting game. But man, I would be very, very hesitant to include Max Christie in anything. I think he is a piece for the future. He's playing so well with Cooper Flagg, and he's super young. And, I just want them to create the financial flexibility to be able to negotiate a contract extension with our guy, Max Christie. So however you can do that and creating financial flexibility, I want to keep Max here long-term. Another thing that I've been enjoying over the past week, man, NBA rivalry week, man, the rivals, those rival games they're big time, right? Like when I think about my life, I think about like Duke, Carolina. I used to watch Duke, Carolina so much, and being from Kentucky, it was Kentucky and Louisville. And that game was just appointment viewing, right? And I'm a huge Ravens fan. So Ravens, the Steelers, we hate the Steelers. And college football, Michigan, Ohio State. There's just all these. And then you think about the NBA and it's like Cavs and Hornets. You think about Thunder and Bucks, or just the Warriors and the Timberwolves. And just all of the heated rivalries between these teams. I don't know what the NBA is doing. All right. Obviously that's sarcasm. I get some of the matchups, even like a Lakers Clippers. I mean, like, okay, cool. They're LA, but is that really like a big rivalry? They're reaching hard with Rockets Pistons. That happened last night. It's like, all right, just because there's two brothers on the teams that make it's rivalry week because they were rivals in like the backyard growing up. So I just enjoy. Here's one thing. I think you can call something a rivalry week, but not call every game that. Like that's a mind blowing thing here. It's like, hey, this is a rivalry game, maybe like throughout the year, and it's like, hey, and you kind of like tab that game as that. But to make it a week and then have these dumb matchups that kind of, and then it's like all the promotion and stuff on it. I've just enjoyed laughing through some of this. I'm like, what are we doing, guys? Why are we calling this part of this week? Last thing I want to talk about is Naji Marshall, the glow up. I love this guy, and so many of you guys love him. Naji is awesome. And, you look at today on Saturday is his birthday. He turns 28 years old. You look at his time in the league and this guy who played at Xavier, which fun fact, he actually played with my cousin at Xavier. And whenever his first media day here in Dallas, we chatted for a little bit before we did like an interview. I was like, dude, we know a similar guy. So then, we were talking about him. It's like, what a small world. It's crazy. But Naji plays in Xavier. He goes undrafted, and then he signs as a two-way guy in New Orleans in 2020. So this is like COVID year. He's coming out of Xavier, undrafted. Pelicans like him. He signs this two-way contract with them to try to just get in the league, make a spot. And then he ends up playing well in New Orleans. And he's kind of was one of those underrated guys. I remember when he hit free agency, different national people, like they would throw him in these articles or in these podcasts of like underrated free agents. Like, where is he going to go? Is he going to stay in New Orleans, or can he stay in New Orleans? They have Zion, they have Trey Murphy, they have all these guys, and he could be like an odd man out. But the analytics really liked Naji and stuff in New Orleans, and Dallas has this situation to where they have the Derrick Jones situation, and that whole thing with the Clippers, and Jones ends up leaving, and they're kind of like okay with it. It was a good move by Nico. Give him his props with that, of saying, hey, let's take the advantage of let's bring this Naji Marshall guy in here, and just an incredible contract. And they bring him in. It's like, all right, the knife, analytics like him. Can he be this like big tough wing defender? Can he get better at the outside shooting? Can he just be that guy off the bench that helps like kind of connects things? He's kind of like a connector type of guy. And this season, he's just taking a leap forward, right? Like, I mean, this trio right now is talking about things that I've loved this over this past week. Is watching Cooper, Max, and Naji, and what Naji brings. He is this evolution of the wing position. We used to talk before about Reggie Bullock and Dorian Finney-Smith. They're the 3-and-D guys. And it's like, hey, you got to have wings that can dribble, that can get into the paint, that can touch the paint, can make a pass, but also score in the paint. And Naji is kind of like that next level of that, of the dude can take people off the dribble. He can play bully ball. He can get into the paint. He can make the right pass. I get his outside shooting he's not going to be in any 3-point contest, but what they're getting right now at the value that they're getting him at on like $7-8 million. Trivia question: how many players are above him in the league that make more money annual salary than him this year? Well, if you said 184, then you're right, because he's tied at 185. He's tied for the 185th highest paid player in the league. That is a steal. That is a bargain. When you look at some of Naji's stuff, when you look at points per possession, so talking about his scoring, his efficiency scoring, when you're looking at, which he joked the other day post game about, hey, I think people's talking too much about it. People are starting to scout it too much, but scoring around the basket. Man, I mean, you've seen so many different stats on the broadcast or online, but Naji is one of the best at scoring in the paint. You look at runners, just, the running shot. He has like the perfect touch, the exact opposite of a Dennis Smith Jr. But when you look at guys, a minimum of 70 possessions in which someone took a runner, has taken a runner in the NBA this season. He is second in the league in points per possession behind Donovan Mitchell. Naji Marshall, he's not a guard, he's not a point guard. It's Naji Marshall. And then when you look at this, when you look at shots around the rim, and you look at some of the highest, some of the most efficient guys in points per possession around the rim with I forgot what the minimum I put in there. I think it was a minimum of 100 possessions. Could be wrong. To try to whittle down like who's the most people that are shooting around the basket. He's in the top 15, and there's only 3 wings on that list. Like, you look at it and it's like Jokic, Giannis, all the bigs are on this list as far as who's the best at scoring in the paint. And then there's 3 wings. It's Michael Porter Jr., Trey Murphy, and Naji Marshall. Naji Marshall is one of those guys, is one of the best at scoring in the paint. And once again, he's not a big either. He's not like a center either. So he's not a point guard, but he's one of the best at shooting floaters. He's not a big, but he's one of the best at scoring in the paint. And he also gets out in transition. He's top 5 in points per possession in transition with a minimum of 150 possessions. So guys that get out in transition the most, who's the most efficient at it? SGA, Mikal Bridges, Norm Powell, and Naji Marshall. He is having his best season of his career. He's at an incredible contract at that $7 million. He's just turned 28 today. Naji is playing really good basketball. He plays really good with Cooper. He can run some offense. And one of the things too, we've talked about point of attack defense. He is a bigger guy. He's 6'8", but he has been one of their point of attack guys too. He is nimble enough and agile enough to get around these screens and to chase around some of these guards in the league. So you've seen him a lot using his strength at guarding some opposing point guards. So I hope they keep him. I've been saying for weeks on this podcast when we've been talking about Anthony Davis, Daniel Gafford, Klay Thompson, when we talk about a bunch of those guys when it comes to trade rumors and trade market over the past few weeks and even over the coming weeks, I've been saying for the past few weeks, I was like, I'm scared about Naji because I think there are going to be some really good teams, some win now teams this season that want to go for it, that are going to be willing to pay for Naji Marshall in the coming weeks. And that's tough because I love Naji. I want Naji on this team. I hope they keep Naji. He's 28. He's fitting so well with this team. He would help this team win next year. When you come to guys like Anthony Davis, I still think he gets traded. I think it's best if they trade him. Kind of the same with Gafford. I think he gets traded. I'm kind of iffy on hey, they have to trade him or something like that. Klay, is it bad that I want to keep Klay? I love Klay so much. Klay could be on this list too of what I've enjoyed and everything. So Naji's just had an incredible season, and I hope he stays in Dallas. And So those are some things I liked over the past week. Once again, thanks for everybody who's reached out through our Discord or our subtext or on Twitter or wherever it has for the good stuff about us having our third baby. And my wife and she's a champ. She's the real MVP. Just watching what she has went through with that. I mean, stuff that, I can't love her any more than I can right now. So she's a champ, and we have a new Mavs fan in the world. So we'll be back post game, Lakers post game. I think all three of us are going to be on that. So myself, Slightly, and Nick all together for this Lakers post game. If you're in Dallas, stay safe through all the ice and some snow. And as always, you can catch Locked On Mavs every single day. See you. Peace out.